Chad's military leader, Mahamat Deby Itno, was declared the winner of the May 6th presidential poll, widely denounced as neither free nor fair. His victory extends decades of the Deby family rule in a country seen as crucial to the fight against armed Islamist group across Africa's vast Sahel region. Now, joining me on the program to, of course, talk more on this is Ibrahim Zain Congy. He is actually a Chadian sociopolitical activist, joining me, of course, on the show from Zaria. Thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Ibrahim, let me start off with your general notion of the elections that happened in Chad. What do you make of it?
Well, something is not new, actually, what we have been suffering for 3 decades and a half since 1990. The ex-dictator, Chadian ex-dictator Idris Deby, was claiming that he brought a democracy, which was meaningless and senseless democracy. He was reappointing himself from time to time for 6 times. And then when he was gunned down on the battleground through foreign agencies, they brought in his child in unconstitutional way, in unconstitutional monarchy, in unconstitutional dynasty. Unlawfully, they brought him in transitional form. Actually, we had known right from that time they want to extend the illegal dictatorship, illegal monarchy, illegal Deby family to misrule this country for the next few decades. That's the plan. So they brought this joke, what they called democracy. Actually had never been free and fair election. In fact, there was never election in Chad. From 1960 to date, none of Chadian presidents either voted in or voted out.
I mean, my question would have been, he enjoyed quite an overwhelming victory at the polls. Is that not a reflection of the fact that maybe he's loved?
Absolutely no. There had never been election. Those ones are rigged election, stolen votes, fake results. So this military dictator, just reappointed himself. All the process, actually, unconstitutional process. The public figure and the real figure who was challenging Yahya Dilo was shot dead, the real opposition. The remaining, what we have them on ground, actually none of them is an opposition. In Chad today, there is no freedom in that country. Chad is under severe dictatorship, oppression, despotic rule, totalitarian government, tyranny, vicious dictatorship of Deby family. Whoever in Chad want to say his own fundamental rights certainly will be gunned down. So all those people who are actually the best friends, just to say that nominal election or nominal democracy, and they brought this dictatorship has actually less than zero acceptance among Chadian people. Actually, Chadian have not brought him in the first place back to 2021, who was brought on militarily, and he's still ruling militarily. If you could recall, and at the announcement of the result, the military presence of the N'Djamena streets everywhere, the gunshots threatening the Chadians, over 19 innocent Chadians were killed throughout that gunshot. So there's nothing like election in Chad, have never happened, and this one just to legitimize who is illegitimate.
Now, the last time, I mean, I had a conversation with you, you told me specifically that your life was, threatened, that you were not safe, and that the government, maybe not to quote you, incorrectly, you sounded more like there was a bounty for your capture. Has anything changed since our last conversation?
In fact, things got worse. Actually, we have been threatened. We have suffered through absolute dictatorship and oppression. We left our beloved land because of the injustice. Yet we are not safe. We have been threatened. A colleague, a popular figure, Ahmed Harun Lari, who was in London, they lured him and returned back to N'Djamena 2 days ago and was kidnapped night before last night.
How about you?
Well, actually, we are only praying. May God save us. Actually, in fact, our situation is very precarious. Our lives, actually, they are prime targets.
Now, I mean, the elections have happened, and right now, I mean, it's still the Itno family in power. What do you think should be the focus of the government in terms of improving the lives of the people and improving the country?
Well, let us flash back with the so-called transitional government of Mahamat Deby. For the last 3 years, what has he brought as a change? Nothing. The ex-dictator, the vicious dictator Idris Deby, for 33 years, what has he brought for Chadians? Actually, poverty is there, injustice is massively there, massive abuse of human rights is there, poverty is at maximum level. In fact, Chad is a producing country, oil producing country. There's a scarcity of fuel in the country. So, unemployment, one of the highest in the world. Illiteracy, one of the highest in the world. Insecurity, one of the highest in the world. So everything getting from bad to worse, and have never been election. What we are saying, there's a banditry brigade are misruling that country. What they are doing, actually, just anarchy, nothing more than that.
Now, talking about insecurity, how would you rate the efforts of the government so far? Because we know that the last administration actually did, die in the battlefield, fighting insurgents and all. Would you also want to say, I mean, they're not doing so well, or maybe their efforts isn't
Actually,
just there?
We should know this fighting insurgency in the Lake Chad Basin is, as some of our noble activists have said, is just multi-billion industry, money-making actually. Nothing more than that. So Deby family have never fought the insurgency. They are part of the insurgency. Everybody knows about that. So
sorry, you said the Deby family are part of the insurgency. How are they part of it?
That is it. Well, let us, in fact, this occasion may not give us enough time to bring out all those details.
But we can scratch it on the surface. We still have quite, some time.
Oh, it's okay. Let me give you this just analogy. Back to 2019, the worst attack on Chadian forces in Lake Chad Basin. Mahamat Idris Deby, by then he was having the largest contingent of the Chadian military, and he was just 20 kilometers away from the event. And the war, the battleground, or the fighting started 5 a.m. and lasted till 5 in the evening, and he refused to aid the forces who fall victim of the attack. So Idris Deby was there. I wrote on my Facebook and announced, because I got the calls from the villagers in that area, the innocent people, the victims. I posted on my Facebook. 24 hours later, Chadian dictator Idris Deby and his troops, they came and announced that there was an attack. Actually, it was a terrible attack. Many innocent lives have lost. They became on a propagation that he is fighting. I said verbatimly, Deby, if you bring out back the criminal head of Bakr Shakau by then, either dead or alive, we all will stand and salute for you. Otherwise, we are tired of your maneuvers. We are tired of your secret sponsorship of those criminal groups. So he went there, stood, and then Deby, he went there, stood a lot of cows from the from the herdsmen in the Lake Chad Basin. He sold them to Angolan government in Angola. Sorry, that is a very tragic incident had happened. Many innocents were killed, and by the Boko Haram leaders, those criminals, they went off freely, and nothing happened to them. Still, they are running up and down freely, unfortunately. Our innocent lives, we are wasting them every day under the name of fighting Boko Haram, but Boko Haram is everybody in those areas knows who is backing Boko Haram, who is supporting them, who is financing them, who is arming them. I think it's not something hidden.
All right, let's talk about the economy too. You said that the economy, of course, is not, doing actually so well, which, of course, is pretty much evident. What do you think needs to be done to improve the lives of people?
Thank you so much for this key question. Actually, Chad, let me bring some figures. Advantages we have, everything has been turned against us. Advantages of Chad, first of all, Chad is the fifth largest landmass in Africa, with a little population of about 12 million, one of the sparsely populated countries across the globe. We have one of the largest deposits of uranium, natural gas, oil, gold, livestock, cows, camels, goats, sheep, in hundreds of millions. Despite all those realities, and I say fertile land, like Chad Basin, the southern part of Chad, where we have a lot of fertility, and all those things have been abused. Today, Chadian workers, civil servants, less than 1%. Could you imagine? Less than 1% people who are earning salary in Chadian population. What's left for them? Nothing apart from poverty. All those resources either have been abused or misused by the Deby family, and Chadians today are living in miserable condition and situation, unfortunately.
Now, let's also look at the, what I call it, diplomatic relations right now between Chad and its immediate neighbors. How would you say that is faring, particularly in the area of security?
Not be specific, because we have that region is a boiling area. We have at the northern border Libya, eastern border Sudan, southeastern border Central African Republic, remaining Niger, Nigeria, Cameroon, also like Chad Basin, which is volatile. We all know. In fact, Mr. Dabo allowed me to express this reality. I'm alarmed serious alarm regarding what's precarious situation, what is going to take place. Chad today, what is happening, the Deby misruling, the Deby dictatorship, the Deby ruthless family, the Deby banditry brigade, they will never last with this way. Chadians are doing their best to rise against this terrible regime in a military form, in a peaceful form. All this are happening. The region, neighboring countries, the great nation of Nigeria, the giant of Africa, Cameroon, Niger, the rest, African Union, the noble other nations across the globe, Chad needs help. Chadians need help to rescue them from this savagery. Otherwise, Chad tomorrow will be like Sudan of today, or like Libya, or Somalia, or Rwanda, and Sierra Leone and Liberia of early 90s. And then the region will suffer seriously with that.
I mean, talking about suffering too, let's also explore the aspect of infrastructure. I mean, there's also the issue of health in terms of how residents of Chad, faring in terms of their health. We know that in that part of the world, there are quite a number of, prone diseases that humans, living there are exposed to. What do you think is being done to actually help them live healthy?
Great. It's unbearable, unbelievable, the situation of health of Chadian nation. There are some states, complete states, you may not have single health center. Could you imagine? Complete states. My local government, some years back, I stepped inside the central hospital in my local government. There was no paracetamol inside that hospital. And there was no single pharmacy. Could you imagine in this era? Inside N'Djamena, we have very few hospitals, mismanaged. As I said, reliable, qualified Chadian doctors have been denied to be recruited in the public sector. They are working today in neighboring countries, in Sudan, in Cameroon, in Nigeria, in Niger, in Libya, in France, in US, in Canada. I know a number of them, when they come to Chad, they will not get a good opportunity. So people with first aid certificates today have been employed because of the favor of tribalism, regionalism, nepotism, and have been employed as professional doctors, and today they are carrying out operations. Could you imagine? Unbearable situation. Whatever we want to fix, we must speak about post the Deby family. Deby family, what they did against Chadian people for the last 34 years, unbelievable. The worst enemy will never do against their enemies. So they are enemies of the Chadians. They are destroying Chad. They don't want any progress, neither for Chad or Chadians.
All right, now let's talk about Success Masra. What's your take on him and, of course, his role in this election?
Well, whether Success Masra or whatever, internally everybody has a party claiming that is an opposition, is a fake opposition, have been paid by the Deby family to stand and legitimize the dictatorship of the Deby family, nothing more than that. So Success Masra betrayed Chadians. Many stood with him as a savior, and then he collaborated with the savagery family of Deby. Many innocent young boys and girls were assassinated, were killed, were thrown into the sea, especially on 20th October, a couple of years, where we had about 300 innocent lives were killed by the bloody system of Deby. And Success Masra did not ask for their justice, and he was contented with fake position of prime minister, and he will remain as a prime minister tomorrow to continue and to support Deby's dictatorship, to legitimize their illegitimacy, and then to betray Chad and Chadians.
Now, we also understand from a report that the European Union also condemned Chad's failure to allow nearly 3,000 civil society members financed by the EU to observe the presidential election. I mean, you talked about the election just being a lip service kind of election, not reflecting the true, yearnings or aspiration of the people. My question is this: do you think that this would, affect or influence in any way or impact Chad's relations with the international system, this time beyond its neighbors?
Well, whether regionally or internationally, Chad under Deby's dictatorship, Chad is not actually corresponding with the international community, and is not corresponding with the international standard, is not corresponding with international law. So what is happening, whatever European Union have said, we appreciate actually European Union, United States of American government, UN at large, but unfortunately French government is there, which is standing, in fact, is the one behind all those atrocities. French government is the one backing the Deby family. The French government, the one brought Mahamat Deby illegally, and French government is the one also orchestrating all those atrocities. So European Union, they don't want to hurt their member as a France. As far as France having its free hand within Chad, we definitely will continue to suffer for the next some years.
Now, I mean, just before I let you go, there are fears that this particular election could trigger violence, such that, was seen in 2022, sometime in October, when the military and the police shot at peaceful protesters and about, 50 persons were killed, according to official figures. But I just want your take on this. Do you think that this election, would further spark a situation of unrest, in Chad?
Well, the security presence actually did not allow everybody to come out. And everybody knows when you are coming out of your house, you are risking your life. And bloody, ruthless, merciless system on ground does not respect law, does not respect the value of human, does not respect the citizens' values. So many innocent lives, we lost them across the 3 decades from 1990 to date. Hundreds of thousands of innocent Chadians' lives we have lost. So at the moment, a matter of whoever is coming out just signing on a death warrant. So people actually, myself, I will not encourage everybody to come out and to waste his life at this moment. Chadian, we should stand together to liberate our country. The noble societies within the region at the international level support us to free our country. We need justice and equality in our country, rule of law, rule of democracy, nothing more. And we have deprived from that from 1960 to date.
Now let's look at also the role of international, organizations like, of course, the United Nations, African Union, the ECOWAS. what can be done to, what can they do to, of course, help Chadians, get the dividends of democracy?
They have a lot to offer, but with the readiness, even today, the chairman of the African Union, Mustafa Kim Mohammed, is a Chadian. He was ex-Chadian prime minister. He was an ex-Chadian foreign minister. Somebody knows very well what is happening in Chad, as I do know. So he was in charge. He tried to oppose the dictatorship of and the continuation of the illegal dynasty. And in fact, he was threatened. He was nearly shot and had to flee. He had to run away from N'Djamena with his private jet as a chairman of African Union. So let us be honest, our primary challenge today, French position against Chad and Chadians. French government is the one backing the Deby family by all means with undermining any rule of law. So that's the primary challenge. So the Deby family, the ex-dictator, sorry to point out this one, Deby was just a bandit, nothing more than that. But French media, France 24, RFI, they portrayed him as the hero of Africa at the expenses of Chadian lives. So
I mean, you're making really strong. You're making really strong assertions here. You say the French is backing, the Deby family, and of course, shielding the actual truth from the people. But what exactly does France stand to gain from Chad?
Well, France gained a lot. Our natural resources, 100% are getting to France free of charge. Our uranium, our gold, most of our mines are getting to France free of charge. Our livestock, our zoology, everything is getting to France without paying anything. So France is benefiting a lot from today, fifth or sixth largest economy in the world from African resources. Chad is one of them. So France today having the fourth largest gold reserve without having a single mine in France is from Africa. Chad is one of them. So France having a lot and a lot. Sorry, we shouldn't forget when African countries have stood against France in Mali, in Burkina Faso, in Niger, in Senegal, we have equal reasons. Protests in many of African capitals are happening on daily basis. France get out of Africa. Why? If it's helping us, definitely we need their help. But what they are doing actually is far from help or assistance or equal mutual benefits.
I mean, you've said quite a number of things, but also let's explore Chad's relationship with Nigeria, particularly when it comes to the fight against, many of these terrorist groups, the Boko Haram and what have you. How do you think that relationship is faring, particularly its impact, on Chad?
Well, if we are talking about Chad, especially, I'm sorry to say, for the current and the previous regimes of Nigerian democratic regimes have been unfair to Chadians. They were in favor of the Deby family against Chad and Chadians, honestly speaking, which is very unfortunate.
Why is that?
Well, today, Nigerian government has congratulated the fake election results. For what? Chadians are suffering, Chadians are screaming, Chadians are dying, Chadians are subjugated to subhuman situation. Nigeria's ex-president was the only high dignitary visited the ex-dictator to acknowledge the fake elections. The Mahamat Deby first foreign trip was to Abuja, and unfortunately was welcomed by the Nigerian democratic system, a man who came under the gun, on the back of the military. So actually, Nigerian governments have been very far from the voice of the Chadians. They have been very far from the need of the Chadians. They are only supporting the Deby family against Chadians. I say that verbatimly.
And what do you think Nigeria stands to gain from, the blind support you're portraying?
Well, actually, a personal benefit. As a Nigeria, as a great neighbor, benefiting nothing out of that. But as a personal people who are on the top of the government in Nigeria, with the other banditry brigades in Jamena, they are only personal benefit. When we are coming to the national and the regional benefit, I think the result is sub-zero. So still, we Chadians, we regard Nigeria as a nation. We regard Nigerians as the good people, our neighbors, our siblings, our brothers, our sisters. We need support to free our country from this bloody regime, bloody, ruthless family.
Now, my final question to you is this. What do you think Chadians can do to, get the kind of government that you feel is reflective of the will of the people?
Well, we need a rule of democracy. We need the government which is representing Chadians to stand for Chadian. Today, there is no equality in Chadian. We have first-class Chadians, we have second-class Chadians, we have third-class Chadians. Today, some Chadians are above the other Chadians based on our ethnic groups. Some noble, some miserable. Killing today in Chadian based on the ethnic groups, their daily business, and sponsored by the banditry brigade of family, the big family sponsoring. So the injustice and the nepotism, the tribalism, what we have in Chad doesn't correspond even in the medieval era. So it's unbelievable. We need Chad to be for all Chadians. With the rule of democracy and the rule of law, Chadians are equal against the law. That's what we are asking for. So it's not an option of my humble self. It's not the option of another person. No, it's a collective responsibility of Chadians to get rid of this savagery, to bring the rule of democracy, justice, and law with the support of our region and international community.
All right. Thank you so much for being with me on today's episode of The Conversation. Ibrahim Zain Congy, Chadian socio-political activist, joining from Zaria. Once again, thank you.
Thanks for having me.